What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey to give you my 2019 Stanley Cup final prediction and just talk a little bit about the series ahead. So, before I get into it, I just want to say if you are here, please subscribe if you're new. Obviously, hit a thumbs up always. And I want to say this right now, and I'll say this again at the end of the video. Comment your predictions on this series because I want to see who's correct, how far off people are, and the correct ones I'm definitely going to give a shout out at the end of the series. So, just a quick shout out also to Chris, who gave me his Bruins jersey to represent for the series because my Bruins jersey is being shipped and it's not in yet as I make this video. So just relevant right now. Big shout out to Chris for getting me the Bruins jersey. We got Blues, we got Bruins, Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to lay my predictions on you guys, give a little background to why I believe in this prediction. So if you guys did watch my bracket challenge video and just kind of follow the channel as I did keep making predictions, I was really consistent with my pick, and I'm going to stay with that prediction. So I did pick the Blues to make the Stanley Cup final and win. Of course, I had them actually facing the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know how that went. But they are against the Boston Bruins. And I said this at the start of the playoffs. I said, honestly, the Lightning should go. It's their playoffs to go all the way. But if there's one team that could beat them, or one team that could beat them out and go farther, it would be the Boston Bruins. I thought, ultimately, if the Leafs won that series, they wouldn't beat the Lightning in a 7-game series. But I honestly thought the Bruins would have an opportunity to do so, depending on, obviously, how beat up they were from the Leafs series. But they didn't get to face the Lightning. Obviously, the Bruins faced the Blue Jackets, then swept the Hurricanes, and now they're here. But I'm gonna stick with the St. Louis Blues because I had them winning the Stanley Cup. I'm gonna go Blues in 6, and this is why. Chris, if you guys go watch if you watched his video or you haven't yet, go check it out. He said Bruins in 7. Obviously, he's a Bruins fan. He believes in his team. And you know what? I think if this series goes to Game 7, which I think would be unreal for the channel, I think it would be a lot of fun. I think the Bruins would take it. Obviously, the Blues they've been a ridiculous team on the road. We saw it against the Jets. We saw it against the Stars. They know how to win on the road. That's no question. But I'm just thinking of the Boston Bruins, their fan base, how TD Garden is in a Game 7, and I just think if the Blues want to win this series, they got to clean it up in 6. So where I'm looking at is I think the series will go back to St. Louis tied 1-1. I think it'll come out again 2-2. And I think overall, the Blues will win Game 5 and finish it in Game 6. Again, maybe it doesn't happen like that, but I'm definitely going in the direction of I think it's going to be split. In the first 2 home games for the Bruins, and then the first two home games for the Blues, and then I think the Blues are going to steal Game 5 in Boston, and I think that Game 6 will be their opportunity. And I'm going to stick with my prediction at the start of the playoffs. I'm going to stick with the St. Louis Blues. So just a quick video, guys. Just to quickly talk about the players. I think the difference makers, and again, go watch Chris's video. He had a whole. I can put the link in the description. He had a whole preview for the Stanley Cup Finals, but just quickly in my sense. I think this is going to be obviously a matchup goaltenders. I think Rask has been ultimately the best goal in the playoffs. He's carried the Bruins in a lot of sense to this point. But Binnington has no slouch. Binnington's right there as well. A rookie goaltender that, you could argue the coaching of Berube. You could argue just players rebounding for the second half. But Jordan Binnington has been huge for the Blues' success, and he's been pretty consistent, I would say. So again, just looking at the forward group, I think it's going to come down to the Bruins top line versus what the Blues depth can do. Because at the end of the day, the Blues top players haven't been standing out big time. Obviously Braden Shen had a big goal to finish off that series against San Jose. And Tarasenko has been lighting it up probably in the second half of the playoffs a little more. But, Ryan O'Reilly still, some people will say he kind of looks hurt. Just looking at the Blues' depth, we've seen guys step up. That Bozak line, Maroon, Thomas, has been ridiculous. Even, the fact that you have a fourth line, guys like Barbashev, Alex Steen, they've been good as well. The Bruins' bottom 6 has been decent, but I would say more from the duo of Coyle and Johansson maybe, but they're more low key guys, whether we're talking about a Corrali or even a David Backes. I feel like they're more on the physical aspect. They haven't really been contributing huge on offense. Backes scored a goal, Corrali scored a goal last series, but I would just look more from some offense coming from potentially the Blues' bottom six. Their defense, I think both have a really solid back ends. I mean, Chara, again, didn't finish out the series with against Carolina, but he's a guy that obviously has the veteran leadership and huge on the penalty kill, but he is slow. If the Blues take advantage of a guy like Chara in terms of speed, that's something to look out for. But I mean, I expect a big series from Charlie McAvoy, Torrey Krug. He's got to step up, and then it depends. I mean, will Kevin Miller come back for the Bruins? And then on the side of the Blues, Petrangelo's got to be huge. He did look, I mean, a little injured. He did get shaken up a bit. Hopefully, he's rested up for the series. Parayko will be huge. Vince Dunn, definitely an underrated piece there where I feel like he could be a difference maker, whether it's on the power play or just coming off of like the second or third pairing. So I like both teams. I just think Game 6, Blues, and that's my official prediction. But I think it gets a little more complicated if it does go back to Boston for Game 7. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, please subscribe if you're new. Hit a thumbs up. Lots of live streams. Jersey reveals coming up, new jerseys adding to the jersey collection, so all of that, and obviously hit a thumbs up whenever you come in video streams. If you like what I'm doing here, if you like the community we're going, please hit a thumbs up, and yeah, definitely comment your predictions on the Stanley Cup Final in the comment section, so I can give a shout out to the people that do get it correct. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.